that till now the performance has been nominal. We are in the vertical descent phase 1. The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters and we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
जी, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर का हाइट लगातार कम होता जा रहा है। इस समय हम लैंडिंग साइट के जस्ट ऊपर हैं और इस समय इसकी ऊंचाई लगभग 600 मीटर के आसपास है। इस फेज के दौरान लगभग 150 मीटर के ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के बाद लैंडर अगेन लगभग 20 से 22 सेकंड के लिए हॉवरिंग करेगा।
We are above the landing site. The horizontal as well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced. And the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं ये जो पथ निर्धारित किया गया है, लैंडर पूरी तरह से उसी को ही फॉलो कर रहा है। इस समय हम लगभग 200 मीटर की हाइट से भी कम आ चुके हैं। अब हमें देख सकते हैं कि हम लगभग 150 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं चंद्रमा के सतह से।
We are approaching the vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ, आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं जो कि सेकेंड हाइवरिक फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है। जी हाँ, आप अगर फिर से ध्यान से देखें तो एल्टीट्यूड पुनः कम होता जा रहा है। अभी हम लोग लगभग 135 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं।
The sensors that are updating at this point are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
As expected, the retargeting is going on and this is a very good signature for the lander. अभी आप ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है।
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे लैंडर की वेगमान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं।
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is here to encourage us, and he is critically looking at the visuals.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है। हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के।
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, नमस्कार. Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon. Sir, I request I request our Honorable Prime Minister to address us and bless us. Thank you, sir.
मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, जब हम अपनी आंखों के सामने ऐसा इतिहास बनते हुए देखते हैं तो जीवन धन्य हो जाता है। ऐसी ऐतिहासिक घटनाएं राष्ट्र जीवन की चिरंजीव चेतना बन जाती है। ये पल अविस्मरणीय है। ये क्षण अभूतपूर्व है। ये क्षण विकसित भारत के शंखनाद का है। ये क्षण नए भारत के जयघोष का है। ये क्षण मुश्किलों के महासागर को पार करने का है। ये क्षण जीत के चंद्र पथ पर चलने का है। ये क्षण 140 करोड़ धड़कनों के सामर्थ्य का है। ये क्षण भारत में नई ऊर्जा, नया विश्वास, नई चेतना का है। ये क्षण भारत के उदयमान भाग्य के आह्वान का है। अमृत काल की प्रथम प्रभा में सफलता की ये अमृत वर्षा हुई है। हमने धरती पर संकल्प लिया और चांद पर उसे साकार किया। और हमारे वैज्ञानिक साथियों ने भी कहा, इंडिया इज नाउ ऑन द मून। आज हम अंतरिक्ष में नए भारत की नई उड़ान के साक्षी बने हैं। साथियों, मैं इस समय ब्रिक्स समिट में हिस्सा लेने के लिए दक्षिण अफ्रीका में हूं, लेकिन हर देशवासी की तरह मेरा मन चंद्रयान महाअभियान पर भी लगा हुआ था। नया इतिहास बनते ही हर भारतीय जश्न में डूब गया है। हर घर में उत्सव शुरू हो गया है। हृदय से मैं भी अपने देशवासियों के साथ, अपने परिवारजनों के साथ इस उमंग और उल्लास से जुड़ा हुआ हूं। मैं टीम चंद्रयान को, इसरो को और देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को जी जान से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, जिन्होंने इस पल के लिए वर्षों तक इतना परिश्रम किया है। उत्साह, उमंग, आनंद और भावुकता से भरे इस अद्भुत पल के लिए मैं 140 करोड़ देशवासियों को भी कोटि कोटि बधाइयां देता हूं। मेरे परिवारजनों, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों के परिश्रम और प्रतिभा से भारत चंद्रमा के उस दक्षिणी ध्रुव पर पहुंचा है, जहां आज तक दुनिया का कोई भी देश नहीं पहुंच सका। अब आज के बाद से चांद से जुड़े मिथक बदल जाएंगे, कथानक भी बदल जाएंगे। और नई पीढ़ी के लिए कहावतें भी बदल जाएगी। भारत में तो हम सभी लोग धरती को मां कहते हैं और चांद को मामा बुलाते हैं। कभी कहा जाता था चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के हैं, चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के हैं। अब एक दिन वो भी आएगा जब बच्चे कहा करेंगे चंदा मामा बस एक टूर के हैं। फ्रेंड्स, on this joyous occasion, I would like to address all the people of the world, the people of every country and region. India's successful moon mission is not just India's alone. This is a year in which the world is witnessing India's G20 presidency. Our approach of one earth, one family, one future is resonating across the globe. This human-centric approach that we present and that we represent has been welcomed universally. Our moon mission is also based on the same human-centric approach. Therefore, this success belongs to all of humanity, and it will help moon missions by other countries in the future. I am confident that all countries in the world, including those from the global south, are capable of achieving such feats. We can all aspire for the moon and beyond. मेरे परिवारजनों, चंद्रयान महाअभियान के ये उपलब्धि भारत की उड़ान को चंद्रमा की कक्षाओं से आगे जाएगी। हम हमारे सौर मंडल की सीमाओं का सामर्थ्य परखेंगे और मानव के लिए ब्रह्मांड की अनेक संभावनाओं को साकार करने के लिए भी जरूर काम करेंगे। हमने भविष्य के लिए कई बड़े और महत्वाकांक्षी लक्ष्य तय किए हैं। जल्द ही सूर्य के विस्तृत अध्ययन के लिए इसरो आदित्य L1 मिशन लॉन्च करने जा रहा है। इसके बाद शुक्र भी इसरो के लक्ष्यों में से एक है। गगनयान के जरिए देश अपने पहले ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट मिशन के लिए भी पूरी तैयारी के साथ जुटा है। भारत बार बार ये साबित कर रहा है कि स्काई इज नॉट द लिमिट। साथियों, साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी देश के उज्जवल भविष्य का आधार है। इसलिए आज के इस दिन को देश हमेशा हमेशा के लिए याद रखेगा। यह दिन हम सभी को एक उज्जवल भविष्य की ओर बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरित करेगा। ये दिन हमें अपने संकल्पों की सिद्धि का रास्ता दिखाएगा। ये दिन इस बात का प्रतीक है कि हार से सबक लेकर जीत कैसे हासिल की जाती है। एक बार फिर देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को बहुत बहुत बधाई और भविष्य के मिशन के लिए ढेरों शुभकामनाएं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Adharaniya Pradhan Mantri ji, for being part of our journey to this success. And let me take this opportunity to thank the people behind this mission, the project director of Chandrayaan 3. He is here. Veera Muthuvel, congratulations to you. The associate project director, Kalpana, and the mission operations director, Srikanth. And the satellite was built at your house satellite center, Shankar and the director. Thank you, sir. Hello.
It's a great moment of happiness on behalf of team. It gives me immense satisfaction on achieving this goal as a project director of this mission. The entire mission operations right from launch till landing happened flawlessly as per the timeline, and we became the 4th country to demonstrate the soft landing onto the moon surface, and we became the first country to go to near to the south pole of the moon. I take this opportunity to thank navigation, guidance and control team, propulsion team, sensors team and all the mainframe subsystems team who have brought success to this mission. I also take the opportunity to thank the Critical Operations Review Committee for thoroughly reviewing the mission operations right from launch till this date. The target was on spot because of the review process. I also thank the ISRO higher management, right from Chairman ISRO, Director URSC and all the center directors and higher ISRO officials. And finally, my thanks to the Chandrayaan 3 project executives spread across the ISRO centers. Thank you.
Mission Director Srikanth.
It gives me an immense pleasure to be part of Chandrayaan 3 and acting as Mission Director. I would like to thank each and every team member who has supported in carrying out all the mission operations flawlessly, and I would like to thank my senior management, Chairman ISRO, Director URSC, my senior colleagues and my team members for carrying out and supporting all the things carrying out in a proper way. Thank you very much.
Associate Project Director Kalpana.
Good evening to all. This will remain the most memorable and the happiest moment for all of us, for our team Chandrayaan 3. We have achieved our goal flawlessly. From the day we started rebuilding our spacecraft after Chandrayaan 2 experience, it has been breathe in, breathe out Chandrayaan 3 for our team. And starting from the reconfiguration to all the special tests and the simulations we have conducted meticulously, and this has been possible only because of our immense effort from our Chandrayaan 3 team, and of course with the guidance from our Chairman ISRO, our directors and all our experts. With all this, it has been possible. Thank you one and all. Thank you for all the minutest help which has been provided from all the areas of departments. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Chandrayaan 3 is a result of the work done by thousands of scientists, engineers, our staff and industries and support team across ISRO and other places, other institutions. And Shankaran has been the lead of the center which integrated all of these efforts in the last so many years. So I request him to speak on behalf of all of you.
Thank you very much for the affection that has been displayed today now. Today, we have achieved what we set out to achieve in 2019. It was delayed by about 4 years, but we have done it. When Chandrayaan 3 was launched, after the separation of the spacecraft from launch vehicle, I said, I will speak the rest of the things after the soft landing. So here I will take a couple of minutes to tell the tremendous amount of effort that has been put in by the entire project team. When I say project team, it is not just only the project director and associate project director. Of course, they are the face of the project. They have been living, sleeping, eating, breathing Chandrayaan for the last 4 years. They have been supported by such a large number of people, particularly in the navigation, guidance. The last 4 years, along with them, my heart goes out for them. The amount of effort is tremendous. That is what ISRO is all about. That is what our organization has taught us to do. Now today, this success has put us even more higher responsibility, as the Honorable Prime Minister was telling, because we have set the bar now so high. Nothing less than nothing less spectacular than this is going to be inspiring for any of us in the future. So as the Honorable Prime Minister mentioned, we will be now looking at putting the man in space, putting a spacecraft around Venus and landing a craft in Mars. Work on all these activities are going on for few years, and this success today will inspire us and will spur us to take those efforts even more strongly, so that we will make our country proud again and again and again. Thank you very much for every one of you who have directly or indirectly participated in this mission, encouraged us, intentionally or unintentionally helped us in all for every one of you. A big thank you, because even casual remark, an unintended point can help a person who is striving to reach a goal. The person who is making that remark may not have meant it that way, but sometimes it can ignite that's why I said that even unintended help is very, very, very welcome, and we are very, very thankful for that. Thank you, Team ISRO, for supporting all of us. The amount of affection we received when this mission came into this final stage, the number of people who gave us confidence that nothing can go wrong, and this is going to be successful. In fact, I was not that much confident, because we have seen a couple of times issues, because I know very well, as a As a person who has been doing in this domain for 36 years, I know there are thousands of things. Any of that can anytime go wrong and derail. But so many of the people, because that I only see as the reflection of the effort we have put, that people are so happy to see this effort and they want us to succeed. It is not that they know that we are going to succeed. The people want us to succeed. So thank you very much for everyone for your love and affection. We will continue to do our best and make our flag fly, ISRO's as well as India's flag fly high. Thank you very much.
Honorable Prime Minister called me and conveyed his greetings to each one of you and your family for the wonderful work you did in ISRO. Thanks are to him for the support that he is giving to us for missions like Chandrayaan 3 and the missions that are in the offing. I think that's a great word of comfort that we are receiving for pursuing the inspirational work that we are doing for the nation. I want to tell you, and I want to thank you also for each and everyone who prayed with us in the last many days, who wanted this success to happen in ISRO. I thank all those people all around the country and maybe beyond the country for their blessings and wishes and affection that he has given to each one of us for doing this work for the last so many years. I want to specifically thank some senior people who have been standing with us, especially the name of Kiran Kumar sir and Mr. Kamalakar, Sri Koteshwar Rao. They have been helping so much. They were part of the team to help them to get the confidence and get the reviews done to ensure that nothing goes with any mistakes. And of course, this is not the work of us alone. This is a work of a generation of ISRO leadership and ISRO scientists. And this is a journey we started in Chandrayaan 1, continued in Chandrayaan 2, and Chandrayaan 2 craft is still working and doing a lot of communication work with us. And all the team that contributed to building Chandrayaan 1 and Chandrayaan 2 should be remembered and thanked while we celebrate Chandrayaan 3. And this is an incremental progress and definitely a great, huge one it is. And thank you so much for all the support and work that you have done. Thank you.
ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೂದಲಿಗೆ ಕಲರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಹಚ್ಚಿರಿ ಬಿಗೆನ್ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇರ್ ಕಲರ್. ಇದು ಗ್ರೇಯನ್ನು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀಡುತ್ತೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಡಾರ್ಕರ್ ಲುಕ್. ಬಿಗೆನ್, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಬೆಟರ್.
Greatest crime committed on this planet is the idea of heaven. You're looking at the calendar images, that kind of yogis, they're artists' work. The yogis were never like that. You look at Adi Yogi, the first yogi. He's the most exuberant and athletic human being you can find. Journalists particularly, they come to the yoga center. One film star or one minister, somebody is there. Their focus is only that. There are other 30,000, 40,000 other people. Your cameras never caught them. I've never gone to any politician, any powers that be, including God, asking for something. I've never prayed in my life. Right now, people are talking about mental health pandemic. I know this will get me heavy trolls, but I must say this to them. If you do not understand your physical and mental health is your responsibility. One important thing Indians have been lacking is that we've always been accused of not having strategic thinking. The world is looking at as one of the greatest possibilities on the planet. We are a civilization who strategize 1,000 years later what we will be doing at one time. People call me Sadhguru according to their experience. I'm telling you my problems, I will die as a failure, I know that. But I'm a blissful failure.
Namaste, Jai Hind. Welcome to another edition of ANI Podcast with Smita Prakash. I have a sore throat and an allergy cough. But I didn't cancel my schedule. I didn't try to reschedule the shoot because of what my guest had said last year to a podcaster. He said that despite having serious ailments like typhoid and malaria, he never cancelled a shoot, not the thousands of them that he had scheduled. You must have guessed by now who my guest is, Sadhguru. Sadhguru Jagdish Vasudev, a yoga guru, mystic, philanthropist, and author of dozens of books, a podcaster, he has millions of followers around the world. Sadhguru has been awarded the Padma Vibhushan, the second highest civilian award, for his contributions to spirituality and humanitarian services. Sadhguruji, pranam.
Namaskaram to you.
Namaskaram. Thank you so much for coming on our podcast. I'm very honored that you're here. A whole host of topics that I want to speak. I spoke to you about a year ago. We were just coming out of, the pandemic at that stage. So most of my questions were about how to cope with grief and what tools we can, we can employ, and your guidance on that, on how we can come out of it. But today, I want to ask you so much more. Because I heard this interview that you did with Joe Rogan. And I really, really liked that podcast.
Joe is a wonderful guy. He's one of those guys who, whoever comes to him, he lets them speak. He understands he need to ask questions and wait for people to find expression. It's not a shoot and scoot kind of thing, it's very nice that way.
But even his questions on mysticism and all that…
Unfortunately, I could not address his inquiries about mysticism because that was just pre-Save Soil movement. I went there mainly for that purpose, to create support for that. So I kind of avoided those things because, people make controversies of all these things.
Yeah, but still, I think you explained many questions which, people who don't understand much about what is the difference between spirituality, between being religious, between seeking, between knowing. You kind of explained that beautifully in that. So those who haven't seen it, please log on, and it's a very long one. You can get it on Spotify. But of course, today, in that podcast, you spoke about the concept of heaven. In all religions, there is a concept of heaven. In many people feel that this life is a preparation for the next life. But if you say that to the children today, they look and say, what? Nonsense, that's not true.
See, the greatest crime committed on this planet is the idea of heaven. Because the moment you tell someone, this is not the place to live well, there's another place where you're going to go and live well, it's a crime against humanity.
Really?
It is. Because you're making sure people don't live well here, they'll wait to live well elsewhere. I'm asking, do you have any proof that you're not already in heaven and making a mess out of it?
Yeah, there isn't. or hell?
That's up to you. So essentially, human experience can be either like heaven or like hell. So people say, they come to the yoga center and say, "Oh, Sadhguru, you've created a heaven." I said, "Don't say that. This is planet Earth and it's the most beautiful place that we know. Don't say that another place is there which is more beautiful than this, which is better than this. This is because you are living badly. You think there's another place where you will go and live well." All the sort of people that they say they went to heaven, I don't want to be in their company.
Yeah, true. I know, but you're talking about thousands of years of prophets and gurus and yogis who have been telling us that…
No. Don't blame the yogis. Yogis never talked about going to heaven. It is only… the heaven idea is a very Western idea. When I say Western, I'm talking West Asian idea.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, there is no heavenly business here. Here, you've always been told your life is your karma and you have to make it happen the way you make it happen, and there is a possibility of life being cyclical, and you can transcend the cycles if you wish, or you can go through the cycles. Nobody said you're going to heaven and permanently be there in one place. I'm saying, suppose I will send you to the most beautiful resort on the planet, but we will picket it in such a way that you can't cross it. You have to live there only, forever, not for your lifetime, forever. You think it'll be great? It'll be just like any prison, all right?
True.
So this is the idea of heaven. It's supposed to be very beautiful, but once you go there, there's no way out. I don't want to go there.
Yes. That brings me to one question which I was going to ask later. You're one of those who has broken stereotypes, of a guru, of a yogi, of a mystic person who, extricates himself from the worldly life. You dance, you sing, you play golf, you motorcycle, you travel the world, you wear lovely clothes.
यार तूने हॉलिडे विद बेस्ट प्राइस गारंटी कहां से किया बुक?
Thomas Cook.
Get guaranteed best price for your holiday. Visit your nearest store.
That's lovely.
It is. It is very pretty.
Thank you.
You seem to…
I design my own clothes, I want you to know.
Okay. It's from natural fiber, I can see.
Yes, that's a part of my mission. Save the Weave is one of the projects that we are doing.
Okay.
To bring back natural fiber, because one of the worst kind of pollutions that is happening is because of the clothing. Like they say, an average American has about 28 grams of polyurethane in their body. And this is one of the biggest causes for cancer and things like that. And fashion industry is the third largest polluter on the planet. So these things are happening and nobody looks at it because everybody is focused on something that's visible. It is the smoke that comes out of the automobile that everybody is interested in. Everybody is interested in that lowly plastic bag which is floating around. I'm not saying they should not be fixed, but especially in Western countries, and it's become true in our country also now, nearly 90% of the clothes that children wear are polyurethane. 92% of the world's fiber is polyurethane already.
Non-biodegradable.
Yes. And when children wear this, especially when children wear this, before 15 years of age, if they wear this polyurethane clothing, any kind of synthetic clothing, they get poisoned. So you are wondering why somebody is autistic, why this and that. If I say this, oh, where is the research, where is the fact? I'm saying, see, you will find facts after there are massive numbers of people, right? The fact is, we know what it does. We know it enters your bloodstream. We know it's entered the soil. We know it's entered the water. We know it's entered our food cycle. We know it's in the air. So, one of the important things, I've been pushing this with the governments to at least school children, make it that they're wearing either cotton
Natural
or
fibers.
linen or anything, okay, which is natural. It'll make a huge difference. At least the government schools make it, but it's still not happened. Everybody's using terracotta, terraline and whatever. It's not so much because it is cotton and 5–10% this thing. It's okay, I would say, because it demands less maintenance. But a time has come when the richest people in the world are wearing crumply clothes once again. You know, in California, I'm in somebody's house who's really up there in the movie thing and all that. So when I go, our volunteers ask, is there an iron box? So what? This is not a kind of house where we'll have an iron box. Iron box is an insult. It's for those kind of steamsters.
Permanent press. Permanent press clothes, right?
No, they're not pressed, they all wear crumply
Crumpled,
clothes. Because that's fashionable, that's the most expensive clothing. So when there is a fashion like that, we must all get into little crumply clothes, it's all right. Yeah, I'm also into a little bit of crumply clothes.
So, but my question stays, Sadhguruji, that you've broken stereotypes.
Yeah, see the thing is, when you say stereotype, where did your stereotype come from? You're looking at the calendar images of those, you know, long bearded, constipated look on their face, that kind of yogis, they're artists' work. The yogis were never like that. You look at Adi Yogi, the first yogi. He's the most exuberant and athletic human being you can find. You look at all the gods that you have in this country, if they don't dance, they cannot be gods in our country. Non-dancing god not allowed in this culture. A man who cannot dance, how can he be even a human being? Forget about being a god.
Dancing with ecstasy because of spiritual
Yes,
union
it is
with…
not some trained dancing. See, dance is like laughter. When you're bubbling with joy, you laugh, all right? It's not like you're trained to laugh. Naturally it comes to you. It's not that somebody has to tell you a joke. Life is funny. If you look at it carefully, it's very, very funny. If you look at it in the surface, it's dead serious. But if you look at it carefully enough, it's quite funny how people come, do all this, and tomorrow morning they disappear and everything is fine, all right? It's quite funny. So if you see on one level, you will laugh. When your body wants to laugh, it will dance. It's a consequence of exuberance. It is not some special kind of dance you have to do.
This joy and exuberance, you feel it's very much part of Indian culture or…
No, it's part of life.
It's part of life.
It's part of life. Life is exuberant. You just look at this. Children below, that is also unfortunately it's happening. 12, 13-year-old children are depressed and committing suicide, all these things unfortunately, it's the worst thing that can happen to humanity. But you look at any child anywhere in the world, being exuberant is natural. Look at a butterfly, look at a grasshopper, look at anything. Everything is exuberant. What went wrong with you is just this, you became dead serious about life. You're dying to live. People are dying to live. What
That's
for?
a very in-depth statement.
You're alive anyway. And when you really look at it, how long are you alive if you look at this, even if you live to be 100? But what potential a human being carries, it's too little, if you explore the potential. Otherwise, it may feel very long. I mean, in your own experience, you can look back and see any given day. On a day when you're very joyful, 24 hours, poof, it goes away like a moment. Someday, if you're a little frustrated or anxious or depressed about something, then 24 hours feels like a eon of time. This is because only miserable people can have a long life.
Are Indians miserable by nature?
Not at all.
So the reason I'm asking Sadhguruji is because recently there was something that came out, the
happiness
happiness…
studies, nonsense, that is all. See, I travel everywhere in the world. Everywhere we go, at least Western societies, if you go to Africa and all, it's different, but Western societies, if you travel, they are at many notches above us in terms of material comfort and, you know, their whatever is organization of life. But they will all, in the evenings after the drink, they will all be laughing. During the work, can they laugh? When they're driving, can they laugh? Most of them can't even smile, okay? Unfortunately, in big cities in India also, it's becoming like that, but when I land in India, you will see many more smiles, brighter smiles, natural ones, not trained ones, simply bursting out. So when you were a child, at the age of 5, if you're so joyful, by the time you're 30, you should have become ecstatic if you were growing. But unfortunately, the reverse happens simply because your psychological drama overtakes the existential reality of life. Otherwise, if you pay attention to anything, a flower can engage you for the rest of your life, a leaf can engage you for the rest of your life. Why, if you pay attention, one atom can engage you for the rest of your life. It's so complex and fantastic.
What makes you ecstatic? I've seen you the video went viral everywhere. You were ecstatic when you were dancing. There was so much joy. What made you feel that at that moment?
I was not at that moment. I'm like that every moment. I must tell you this. Because you've heard all this, I don't know what to speak to you and what not.
Everything, Sadhguruji.
See, I'm going to tell you my problems now, okay?
I don't believe this.
At least listen
I
to
should
it
listen
with
to
a
it.
grave face.
Some gravity is needed.
Grave
Okay,
face.
right.
This is the problem. People think if something important has to be handled,
It has to be with
they
this-
must be grave.
No.
Grave means you must be in the earth, you shouldn't be outside, you have no business to be sitting here and being grave, you must be in the grave, isn't it?
Right.
So I'm going about my life. Initially, I go through, from the age of 12, I start practicing yoga just for physical prowess, and it definitely set me apart physically and mentally. Then by the time I'm 12, 13, I'm a by then I've read, Das Capital and Engels and stuff and everything. I'm fully fired up, wanting to join the armed revolution.
Oh my God.
Because my thing is injustice. I see injustice in politics, I see injustice in the economic situation, I see injustice in religious things that are happening, I see injustice within the family, I see injustice everywhere. So I'm simply angry all the time, not against anybody. I'm simply angry all the time because wherever I see prejudice and injustice. So in that anger, I thought armed revolution is the only way out. At that time, it was boiling everywhere in southern India.
70s, you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was boiling a lot, so you wanted to become part of it. I almost was on the verge of it. Their own corruption saved me. Then I went there and then I saw they were also full of corruption. The corruption they were supposed to fight, they were even more corrupt. Then I backed off, where am I going,
Yeah.
So, later on I evolved into a hardcore atheist.
Oh.
Yeah, because essentially, anything that does not fit into my logical scape, I could not digest those things. I'm not somebody who values something because somebody has said it, however important they are. It doesn't matter, it's my parents or God himself spoke or his messenger spoke or whoever spoke. For me, it's of no value unless it makes sense to me. So nothing made sense to me, people are talking all kinds of things and everybody says somebody said something. So essentially what this means is, in their minds, the authority is the truth. For me, the truth is the only authority. From then to now, it's still the same thing, nothing changes for me.
That is very deep, yes.
Truth is the only authority I have. I don't value any authority. So, naturally becoming atheist is natural when you think logically. Logically certain things fall into place, rest of the things don't fall into place, so you keep on discounting everything that doesn't fall into logical space. So then I traveled, crisscrossed India on my motorcycle, and I've seen this nation like very few people would have seen. I didn't go to any destination, I just rode across, just the terrain, the people. I slept in the villages, I slept on roadsides, I slept in railway stations, bus stations, all the money I had was only for the petrol in my motorcycle, and I ate barely. Cheapest possible food I ate, and I didn't spend 1 rupee for my sleeping. I slept on my motorcycle most of the time,
This is South India, or did you travel across?
I traveled up to Nepal, this side, and this side up to Rajasthan. Only northeast I did not do at that time.
Okay.
Mostly almost the whole country.
What were you seeking?
See, I was not seeking anything. All I knew was, what I perceived was not enough. I knew this is not it, but I don't know what it is. See, this is the whole thing people need to understand. They say, I'm seeking God. See, when you say you're a seeker, you become a seeker. Your seeking is genuine only when you don't know. You already know there is God and you're seeking. This is a fake seeking. You do not know, that's why you seek, isn't it? When you realize you do not know, you start seeking. So my problem was this, why I look like this, why is this wall blocking my vision? I want to look like this. So I'm doing crazy things with my mind, trying to look beyond. And people, it'll look absolutely nuts because there are troll armies which will go at me. But there are things you can do with your senses which you have not imagined possible.
Such as?
You can look the other side of the wall if you want. There are ways to do it. There are many creatures who are doing that, all right?
With the kind of vision that we have, it's not three-dimensional, it's
It
not…
is not, it is only reflection,
Yeah.
all right? But your vision is not just about seeing. You can see things that you have not seen, all right? See, for example, you go into the forest. The panther there or a tiger there doesn't have to see you. If you're somewhere behind the tree or on top of the tree, with his
Senses.
nose,
Yes.
he sees you. He knows exactly where you are, all right? He need not physically see you, but he knows exactly where you are. Most of the time, they're surviving and finding their food only by sense of smell. So I kind of spend time in the jungles, looking at… If I just walk into your room, if there are, let's say, 5 people, with eyes closed if I walk in, I'll tell you there are 5 people and what kind of people. This is not magic. This is just keenness of attention. So in all these years of non-stop riding, driving, crazy things, I've never hit anything. People, like I was riding for Kaveri, calling all these Kannada film stars, they were riding. So I said, Guru, the way you're riding, what are you thinking about? You just keep going, going, going. What is it? I said, why am I thinking anything? I don't think anything, I'm just riding. But if there is one rule that you follow when you're riding, what is it? The only rule that I followed is never collide with anything, and still now I have not.
Okay, knock on wood, that's good. Okay, you still ride?
Yes,
Okay.
I ride
But
long distances.
you're saying that you were not seeking anything, but were you…
No, I'm not saying I'm not seeking anything. I'm seeking, but I'm saying if you already know what you're seeking…
Did you know?
No, if you already know, you're not a seeker, I'm saying.
So what were you honing? What skills were you honing, or what were you… What was
See,
happening then?
I felt kind of caged inside the body. I thought this is too limited. There must be something beyond. I don't know what that is. I did not grow up in any spiritual or any kind of culture, tradition. It's a very agnostic family. There's no enforcement of religion or anything with us. So, only thing is they want us to educate, which I refuse to do. So…
But you did go to school and college and everything, and you did
I
get
went
education.
in the direction of the school and
Okay.
college. Not inside.
Okay. Didn't interest you.
No, I spent time in the libraries, but I never really sat in classrooms much, both in school and college. Very rarely I went there. So, the important thing is, human beings have assumed too many things. You can call it society, you can call it religion, you can call it education. It's all full of assumptions. So essentially, even in school, when you went through school, they rewarded your memory. They never rewarded your attention, isn't it? This is a basic mistake we have done with humanity. We are not rewarding the attention. It's the human attention which opens up doors. Human memory, you call that knowledge, but today artificial intelligence is coming, computers are coming, what the hell will you do with your memory? Right now they're all feeling insecure, what about our jobs? I've been saying this for years. Anything that you can grasp as data, analyze and express, a machine can do better than you. I've been saying this for over 25 years. But now it's becoming a reality, all the academics, others wondering, what will happen to us? You will have no job and it's fantastic. The teachers have no job, it's really fantastic, isn't it?
Why would you say that?
Why not? I'm saying, see,
Well,
this happened in 70s. I remember this so well. In Mazagon docks, they installed the first gantry. At that time, 125,000 ton ship was the largest ship. They would take 24 to 28 days to unload one ship, the coolies going up and bringing things. When they put the first gantry, they said, what are we supposed to do? Our muscles, what are we supposed to do with this? And they went on strike. They closed down the docks for many weeks or so. At that time only wondered, what are these guys doing? So, now there are gantries in every port. 250,000
Are being
ships
lifted, yeah.
are emptied within 24 hours.
Correct,
All
yes.
right? So, what are all those coolies doing? They're obviously doing something else. So, these intellectual coolies also will find something to do.
Sadhguruji, you know, in that Joe Rogan show, you spoke about some mystical happenings which happened when you went to Kailash Mansarovar. What is it that you saw there at that 2:30 a.m. that you saw, which you thought that there was something that happened? Could you tell us what happened at Kailash Mansarovar?
See, there is a phenomena that maybe a lot of people are unaware of this. When lightning happens, it's possible 20% of the lightning will be going from earth to sky. Most of the lightning is coming from there.
Up to down, yeah.
About 20% could be happening from earth to cloud. That's not what it is, it's not lightning. What's happening there, all I have to admit is, I don't know, really. It's just that you see certain things. This is the most incredible thing about creation. Even if you are here for 1,000,000 years, still the damn thing will surprise you and freak you. Because people have been telling me about this Kailash and this and that. I'm not a pilgrim kind of person. For me, if I close my eyes, I'm done. That's my pilgrimage. But everybody's saying, I thought one-time trip we will make to Kailash. Oh my God, what it is, unbelievable.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's the most incredible thing on the planet. So it is essentially… this is a tradition where when people realized something, very difficult to find somebody who will be able to receive that. So how to store it? The need to store it. If you articulate it in words, it'll be all misunderstood. People will make fantastic stories about it and lose the whole thing. So, one way of storing it is they will find a space which is hard to approach but not impossible to approach. When I say this, they would store it in a place like Kailash but not on Mount Everest. That is nearly impossible to get there. But not a place where there's too much of human traffic. A place where it's secluded, where those who really want to go can go. Common people who are now curiosity seekers cannot easily go. Today, of course, we are flying in there and everybody is driving in four-wheel drives and getting there, that's a different matter. But in those days, if you want to go to Kailash, it's a arduous journey, it's not a simple thing.
And there's the China factor.
No, there was no China factor at that time because there is history of over 12,000 years. Tamil devotees have been going to Kailash from southern India for 12,000 years. Imagine a Tamil man, all right?
In that cold weather.
No down jackets, no thermal this and that, nothing. Maybe at the most he picked up one woolen rug somewhere. And rain and cold and snow and works, walking 4,000 kilometers and going and coming back. Something should fire them, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is not for livelihood. There's no gold out there to go in search of that.
Is it just abode of Shiva, that's why people went?
See, when we call it an abode of Shiva, see, why is somebody valuable to us? After over 15,000 years, why is one man valuable to us? Because of what they offered to us, isn't it? So many people would have lived in this 15,000 years, we don't care whether they existed or not. We don't know where they were, what they did. But why do you remember one person? Because of the knowledge base. This knowledge base was offered in many ways. Why we built this Adiyogi 112 feet is because of this, because he offered 112 methods as to how a human being can attain to their ultimate nature. When I say ultimate nature, let's put it in modern language. See, today you are who you are. 30 years ago, did you have the same skills that you have today?
No.
No, isn't it? So, 40 years later, did you have the same skills that you had at 30? No.
No.
So, there is something that you evolve. I'm not just talking about profession. I'm saying as a human being, you can hone yourself slowly if you work on it. Some people never do anything, they think once they finish their high school, they're done.
Yeah.
But others hone themselves either with work or with study or with sadhana. One way or the other, people are… some kind of sadhana they're doing, isn't it? You may be doing journalistic sadhana, somebody may be doing political sadhana, somebody may be doing spiritual sadhana. Some sadhana they're doing to constantly evolve themselves to the next way of being. So what would be the ultimate of what you're doing? Now, if you sit there and you know everything that I will say before I say it, this is ultimate journalism, isn't it?
My job is to question all the time.
No, but I'm saying for every question, if you…
know the answer.
if you know what is there, then…
It's death of my career.
That's AI, it's called.
Good one. I'll give that to you. Yes.
So you would be GPT, all right?
I'll give that one to you.
So I'm saying, when we say ultimate, let's not imagine something heavenly, this one, that one, no. A human being can rise in… I'm taking you as an example, from the age of 12 to who you are right now, you have risen in many ways. I'm not talking about a social rise. That's subjective to times in which we exist. But within yourself, in terms of your experience, in terms of your ability, in terms of knowing life, in terms of grasping what's around you, you have risen in your own way, isn't it? Your sadhana may not be like my kind of sadhana, but by working in a certain way, you do some sadhana, all right? Or by studying something, you do sadhana. So every human being, no matter where they are longing to be something more than what they are right now. If that something more happens, will you settle? No, you want to be something more. I insulted you with GPT, but you would like to beat the GPT. That'll be the aspiration, isn't it?
Yes.
What the GPT cannot do, you want to do.
Yes.
So essentially, you want to continuously evolve into bigger and bigger possibilities. So if all those things that you can ever dream of, all those things, if I make it happen for you right now, will you settle? No.
No.
You would want to go further. So essentially, your longing is to evolve or expand in a way that it is limitless. If those who know only money, they may thinking of limitless money. There's no such thing, but they will try. Somebody who knows only wealth, they'll think limitless wealth. Somebody who has knowledge, limitless knowledge. Somebody who has skills, limitless skills. Somebody who has love, limitless love. Somebody who's in pleasure, limitless pleasure. Everybody is thinking of limitless, may not be addressed as limitless, they're going in installments, but they want limitless. If you approach limitless or boundless possibility in installments, it is like counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and hoping one day you will say infinity. You can only become endless counting. So when you realize this, you see the problem is not in something else, the problem is in your own faculties, how you see, how you hear, your ability to do… Body is a great possibility, but it's also a cage.
Did you feel that people who go to Kailash Mansarovar get this realization?